had lunch with Ralph a few minutes ago, and he said that if the Supreme Court does as expected with the First Amendment right of artificial persons, granting corporations total power to buy all of our elections directly rather than through surrogates or employees. He said, in some ways, that will be the greatest boost we've ever had, because we will finally have clarity, us and them. All the straw men in between will evaporate. It'll be us, it'll be them, the human beings and the corporations, the human beings and the aliens. Just the way it's always been, only now no one will be able to deny it. The political efforts that Ralph has made over the last couple of decades have had one consistent theme, which is the enemy is corporate power, corporate domination. The struggle is for us to see that the human fate is decided by human hands, because corporations care only about the narrowest of outcomes. More money next quarter, our company. Simple as that. All other considerations melt away in the face of the drive for profit. Human life, human health, the future of the planet. None of these are on the balance sheet. None of these help anybody get higher position in the corporation, more prestige, more money, more shares, bigger golden parachutes. It's just the bottom line next quarter, and we may soon have that degree of clarity which will enable those who have been too blind to see it to come to our side. Ralph has for so long said that it's not about Republicans and Democrats, it's about the corporations that control them both. And for this he has been treated badly. And his views have been seen as simplistic and naive. People have said, no, you don't understand, Ralph, the problem is the Republicans. Why, if we could just get rid of the damned Republicans, everything would be all right. What's the matter with you? Can't you understand that? Don't you realize how bad they are? Well, sure, he would say. But they're not the only ones. Well, if only the Democrats could get control of both houses of Congress, things will be different, right? Well, 2006, that happened. Remember the great progressive years, 2006 to 2008? Burned into your memory. Well, if we can only get the presidency, and perhaps veto-proof majorities in the House and the Senate, why, now for the first time in 40 years, you'll see a spate of progressive legislation. Everything will be different. This will be our time. As Ralph says, hope. Well, you know, we haven't. And what do we have to show for it? The corporations nearly destroyed the world economy, broke its back, if not quite killing it yet. And what price have they paid? Anything? Has law and order been brought to Wall Street? Have the insurance companies been reined in? What about the threat to civil liberties, habeas corpus, Guantanamo? No, we're going to close Guantanamo and expand Bagram, where people will have even fewer rights. What about the wars? Well, shall we kill them from the air or kill them from the ground? Big decisions. The global warming, what's happening? Nuclear power and that new miracle clean coal, right, Mr. Marbat?
That's right.
So what have we learned? I would suggest that we can all hold our heads up high, and to all those who've given us a hard time and our analysis short shrift, we can say loud and clear that circumstances have shown that Ralph was right.
Yeah.
Mr. Nader has written a new book, Only the Super Rich Can Save Us, which is hilariously off point, you might think, until you think about it. I mean, we have created a generation of people richer than Croesus, richer than the greatest dreams of avarice over all the centuries of humankind. And yet, they are mortal, and they have achieved what they have, in no small part to the fact that they are very smart, and they have freedom to do what they want. So he has allowed himself the liberation of imagination. And as we speak, some rather serious people who have somewhat greater wealth and power than many of us do are taking this book very seriously. And I suggest that all of you read it to expand your visions and help yourself, help all of us to think more creatively about different future visions. Mr. Nader will stay around after his speech, after he takes questions from you, and sign a copy to you personally. So do take the time. And you know Ralph, he rarely leaves until the last person has asked the last question. Do take advantage of it. I do need to introduce a brief speaker, Tasia Tanganella, and she is the senior at Portland State, Secretary General of the Model United Nations, and please give her your attention. Thank you very much.